And welcome back, everybody, to Yokai Watch, played by the SpiffyNeedleGeeks. It's Brawl Fan 1, Supersonic 407, PlatinumRhythm, and RoushutsuRises. We're on the final chapter.
The final chapter.
Wait. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So, Whisper wants to figure out what's going on with this yokai, Chairman McCracken, that we saw in Draggy's orb. So we're gonna figure out what's going on with that, and to do that, he suggests that we see what's going on in the yokai world itself. But first, slight interruption. One of our friends is here. You may have seen him here and there around. He's the only NPC that actually changes spots. You also may remember him from dogs.
I'm sorry, my dogs are being jerks.
What, yokai?
So, Lucas, you may remember him. He was the one that saw the fires start out of nowhere back during QB's episode. Also, apparently, he can see yokai. Apparently, he's been able to see yokai his whole life. He's just chose not to say anything about it because he doesn't want people thinking he's weird. So imagine your whole life seeing these things that only you can see, and then suddenly meeting somebody for the first time in your life that can also see them.
It's like, I wonder where I've heard that one before.
He also said he's been having a reoccurring dream. That he and Spiffy specifically are hanging out by that tree in Mount Wildwood, the one where we saved Whisper from the capsule machine. Also, it has something to do with this random key that he's literally had his entire life since he was born. That he's just kind of held on to his whole life. Huh. Kind of a random little thing to just throw at us at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Suddenly we have this kid who not only can see yokai, but is having dreams about the tree that Whisper happened to be, trapped by, as well as have this key, this random-ass key that he's had his whole life.
So you think something like important like this, like you think this kid would have a little bit more presence in this game?
What they do with him was kind of weird. Like, he did have that one thing, with QB's chapter, and that was it. Up first. Farewell, yokai.
Except not, because there's a sequel!
That also said, yeah. But, like, he was... Okay, so as much as Lucas wants to go to that tree now... Sorry, Lucas, we got side quest to do first.
You can't be saying that!
That said, Lucas's thing... I mentioned here and there, throughout the Let's Play, that, we saw him in random spots. Like, he's the only NPC in the game that actually does change location in the overworld depending on what chapter you're in. And he normally always says something that's kind of relevant to the chapter itself. Things that kind of hinted that, he was also able to see yokai. So it's one of those things where it's like, he does kind of have a presence, but you have to actively look for him, and that's not really the right way to storytell, in my opinion. It really just depends. If it's told well, then yeah, but you have to actively be looking for the guy in order to see what and talk to him to see what he says, in order to know how much importance he really has. Because, obviously, first time around when I played this game, I just saw him there. I didn't know who he was. I just thought he was another NPC. I didn't bother talking to him. I didn't really even think twice about the fact that he was kind of in random spots. I didn't think about that at all. It wasn't until I got to this point in the game where, we're at this chapter now, and he just walks into your room with all this random plot dump, and it's like, oh, you're important? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
How about that?
So hi, Mr. Goodsight. Yeah, this is cool. This is the final hide-and-seek game where literally everybody in town is playing with you.
Oh, I figured, because we gotta find 20 people.
Yeah.
It's like, I am so glad they gave you even more time to find all these people. Especially since you have a lot more ground to cover.
That's fine, it's still pretty easy.
Oh yeah. Oh no! Fuck! Ah!
You know, I forgot to make mention to this last part. When we did that other hide and seek quest that Eddie started up for us. I wanted to make mention to this, but we were in the middle of talking and I totally forgot. But the first kid that I found during that hide and seek was Nate, and motherfucker didn't even run. He just stood there.
So, I actually noticed, like, in the last hide and seek mini game, it's like you found one kid, and then the very next kid, he actually ran into you.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
It's like oh well, thank you.
So that lady was playing hide and seek while she had bread in the oven.
Guess so.
Yeah, that's totally responsible.
Also, dude, you weren't even trying. You weren't hiding. You were showing off and sitting on top of that table.
Hey, he's a dancer. Dancers don't hide. Dancers strut their stuff.
Then why play hide and seek?
I don't know.
Distraction.
Maybe he's a part-time ninja.
Easy win.
Part-time. Oh man, wouldn't that be something? I would dig it.
I actually remember that guy. Fuck, I forgot his name. But he actually gets. Hi, Mrs. Frost. What are you What are you doing out of my medallion? Get back in there.
I want to get some fresh air. No,
Isn't it summer right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Also-
why would you get fresh air out in the summer?
Also, that's not how yokai. That's not how yokai medals work. So whatever.
I know.
No, fuck. Oh.
Why does that kid remind me of Mandark? I don't know why.
He probably looks like it.
Also, the school teacher. He's playing with us too.
No, he gotta get me. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Why did you stop?
Nailed it.
It's their AI. Like when they can't just turn. They can't turn on a dime. They have to stop in order to turn. Like they're programs that they run in one direction when they see you coming, and then what they do is the idea is that they just turn to. Hi, Frank. They turn to see where you are before deciding which way to run again. But it's that moment where you can take advantage. Just like right there, you see, he turned to see where I was before he decided which way to turn next or which way to run next.
Wait, is she still following me? Oh no! Oh,
shit! I thought he would have. I thought she gave up. Then you have kids like this that are just hiding and don't actually move anywhere. The easiest ones.
I was so hoping that I would blend well in the shadows.
Wait,
Springs girl.
I sure love hot springs. Okay, bye.
Yeah, it's like,
Good to know.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing out here then?
It's like, hey, no jaywalking.
God damn it.
Oh, god damn it. You weren't even moving around at them. Oh.
Hi.
Staff.
Staff. You don't even have a name tag. What good are you?
You blew my cover, you son of a bee stick.
That's definitely the most entertaining hide and seek game. Just seeing everybody playing with you is just funny as hell.
I love hot springs. Jeez. That is truly the ultimate game of hide and seek. But you're not finding random people in one small area. You have to pretty much search the whole damn city.
Pretty much.
I love you, Hungramps.
And there was much rejoicing. Yay!
Oh boy.
So, back to story?
Not yet. We will be back to the story for a couple parts. Sorry, but side quests take precedence.
Or so you think.
Oh, I wanted to see more Mr. McCracken.
Anyway, so here's actually the final side quest from not Lena, from Zoe.
Oh, okay.
So she's talking about how there are high schoolers that are going into the elementary school, but then never coming out. That's maybe we can call the cops for that one, girl.
Yeah.
I don't think that's something elementary school kids should be taken care of, but sure, why not?
I did help a few police officers earlier in this adventure.
I'll go into the haunted murder school, I guess. Already tried to murder me once before. Why not?
Yeah. It's like, man, spirits is what I've been dealing with this whole time. I think I can manage a haunted house.
So this side quest is kind of a trap, because when they tell you to go to the school, so the first thing you want to do is go find the nearest mirror po and just warp into the school, but no. If you do that, you're going to miss your chance to talk to these girls, which are actually the people you need to talk to in order to progress the side quest. Because if you try heading just straight into the school, by warping with Mirapo, warping into the school and then just roaming around trying to continue it there, you're not going to get very far at all.
Okay.
Like that was kind of a trap for me here, and which sucks too. Because the thing is, when you initiate the side quest, these kids do show up in this room right here, but you can't actually talk to them until you talk to the girls outside first.
It's one of those things. Like you need
Yeah.
that. You need that to trigger it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no indication that you needed to talk with those girls in the first place. He was just like, oh, you tried to figure that out for yourself.
It's a trigger quest.
So what's the reason why the kids don't want to leave the school? It's not because they're being kidnapped, because they're becoming shut-ins.
A
What?
Bodabat.
Okay, if you want to be a shut-in, okay, but why would you be a shut-in at fucking school?
It's a Bodabat's fault. A Bodabat is shutting himself into the school. So anybody who's entering specifically that classroom, he's causing them to shut in and to not want to leave that classroom. Oh god damn it! You know what? Persona 5. Bodabat's the reason for Futaba.
Wait, what? Oh, I get it. Never mind.
Pretty much.
Of course, a Bodabat went all out for her. God damn.
That took a second to click. It's like, okay, now I get it.
Have you seen the plot of Persona 5 yet, Russell?
Have I seen what now?
The plot of Persona 5?
No.
How do you know who Futaba is then?
I know about the characters, I just don't know the story.
Okay. She is the best. She is the best character.
So I mean, I just know Futaba by you said Futaba, and I'm like, what? I only know Futaba by her name.
Yeah, wait, isn't Futaba like that? The girl with the glasses, like the computer nerd or whatnot?
Yeah, with the long ginger hair.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the one character that everybody is like, okay, Futaba is my waifu.
Question:
Yeah.
Why does she have ginger hair? Is it dyed? Because her mother has clearly black hair. I think we see a glimpse of her father, who also has black hair. Why is she ginger?
That's actually a really good question.
She was adopted.
It has to. No.
No, it's
Well,
not.
yes and no. Yes and no. But not what you're thinking, Russell.
Wait, what?
It's just the way you said that. It's like, she's adopted.
It's like,
But no, she has to have dyed hair. Then there's no way she'd be a ginger.
Wait, are you saying I was half right?
You're half right, yes. But not in the way you're thinking of. Don't play the game. You'll see for yourself.
I swear I never played Persona 5.
well, there's an anime adaptation coming out next year, so you
Man.
can always wait for the anime adaptation.
I mean, I don't mind playing Persona 5. I just don't have the funds for it.
God.
The
You're
little
adopted.
the little foot twitch. I love that foot twitch.
God, you're adopted. God, somehow I'm now getting flashbacks of the of a part 4 of the Super Mario RPG playthrough.
Oh, okay. So this is Mr. Bird's last side quest. He's pretty much gonna ask us from our bird yokai. So because this is his last side quest, there's something very big that unlocks for completing this side quest.
Okay.
So again, it's a simple side quest. Just recruit 3 specific bird yokai, and because this is me, I already have them.
Oh,
So the bird yokai, I believe we need Rockabilly. We're gonna need. Hold on, Whisper's about to say it. I won't be picky. Dushu and only Dushu and Rockabilly. Yeah, simple enough to get. Already got them both. So you prepare to catch colds while spouting out mean memes.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa!
I hate you.
But I love you!
You bought the birds?
Oh
God.
yeah, I got the good birds right here for you. It's called Rockabilly and...
Excuse me for being a bit salty about birds for a second, but Pokemon Go, you really fucked up with the legendary birds. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Well, that whole Pokemon Go festival thing that happened and everything, that was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
How so?
Okay, so
The servers all pretty much went down with the networking and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get on to that, we'll get on to that here in a second. But first, we need to see exactly what the reward that I'm talking about that Mr. Bird's going to give us for helping him out and helping him get all these bird yokai. But trust me, we'll have plenty of time to talk about that in a second. Later, fuckers.
you've been getting a lot of booze lately.
Yeah, that's just my luck for you. Anyway, so now we have access to whatever's behind this bookshelf here. And what is it? It's another yokai. This is Skreek. So what's interesting is that Mr. Bird, he collected birds for a long time, but he also collected Skreek. Now, there's actually a reason why he put Skreek back here. Skreek is a rank A yokai from the Eerie tribe. He is a bulky and mixed attacker. Skreek is a very dangerous yokai. Like, not even joking about this one.
Like, in regards to power and magic?
No.
Or
Whoever Skreek possesses will go into the ultimate, like, the literal, I'm not even, like, the absolute depth of despair. Suicidal thoughts. Ultimate depression. Like, this is the monster that puts people into, like, the lowest state they can be.
Oh.
This is a very dangerous yokai.
Wow.
Despair doesn't even describe what this yokai will put you into if he gets your wings on you.
Jeez. That's fucked up.
It is fucked up. And what's even more fucked up is how if he inspirits your yokai, depending on their yokai's personality, some of them will actually straight up say, "I don't want to live anymore." It's really fucked up.
I don't even know what else to say about that. Jesus.
There isn't too much to say about it. Like, you can't really make jokes about a yokai like this. It's actually...
Yeah, well, yeah,
very...
there's no... Yeah, you can't joke around about suicide, I mean...
Because it's one of those things where it's like, this is a very real thing. This happens to people. And it's an awful thing to happen. And it would only make sense that for a game like this, where these occurrences happen because of these spirits, it only makes sense that one like this would exist. But you can't really make jokes about it. It's just such an awful yokai.
Well, so much for bringing this.
Right.
Oh, I guess it's obvious how this yokai would ruin a date.
Oh God!
That also said, so how Skreek works. I am not actually going to be. I can recruit Skreek right now. You very well can. I'm not going to yet. Only because, as you can see, he's very powerful. And I just did not... And he's also very, very hard to recruit.
Oh. What are the requirements?
Well, it's the same as... It's pretty much the same as any other yokai. He's just much more difficult than others. So because it takes me so long to fight him... Because, spoiler warning, I spend the rest of the video fighting this guy. Because it takes so long to fight him, I just did not feel like wasting my time trying over and over to try to recruit this guy at my current power level. Which, keep in mind, guys, I'm overpowered for this point in the game. So the fact that there's already a yokai now that's giving me shits just goes to show how strong he is. So because of that, I'll be recruiting him later on.
Okay.
So is this what you were implying? Like, it's like if you were to skip the side quest, you have a really bad time later on. I assume this is what you were referring to.
Well, this can be an example of it. Like, but not, no, this isn't really what I was talking about.
Okay.
But how Skreek works, and there's a couple of yokai in this game that'll do this. Skreek is a once per day battle. You can fight him only once per real-time day. That said, you can save scum. So, don't actually wait once a day. Just fucking save scum. Save before you fight him. Fight him. If you don't recruit him, just reset. And try again. That's all you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the time being, I'm just showing off the fight. I'm showing off that you can fight him at this point. I'm not going to get him yet, though. Because as you can see, he's kicking my ass.
Draggy, no.
Yep. No, he's good.
Yeah, so we'll be getting Skreek a little later on. Motherfucker!
Oh god damn it!
It's like, what does he have against Draggy?
Yeah. Well, I guess with that all out of the way, let's continue with the Pokemon Go fiasco.
Yeah, it's like something about the servers going down.
Okay,
or something like that.
so here's what happened. They one of the things they've been wanting to do is, bring in legendaries and everything. And what they did was they made, I don't know if it was called like Pokemon Go Festival or something, but it was like basically
Pokemon Go Fest.
Yeah, Go Fest. Basically, think of it like a massive gathering, a convention, if you will, where people are going to come together with Pokemon Go. They're going to set up these servers and everything. And while you're attending this, you can actually have a chance to obtain some very rare Pokemon exclusively for this thing. So thousands of people show up for this thing, and the servers don't fucking work. So thousands of people have traveled to this thing. They've spent money to get in and everything, and they can't do anything. It was a huge fiasco. I mean, to the point that I think some people are they're trying to get a class action lawsuit set up over it.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I was vaguely hearing about on Twitter. It was like the Pokemon Go Fest was that bad. It was to the point where a lot of Pokemon goers, if that's how you want to describe them as.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
Yeah. They're literally trying to sue the creators behind Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it was basically like the gamers equivalent of that Fire Festival that happened a couple of months ago. That was fucking horrendous.
Oh.
Did you hear about that?
Not so much, no.
Okay, so Fire Festival. That was a whole music festival thing that they were trying to do, I think in somewhere in the Bahamas or something, and they promised they're gonna get all these bands, you're gonna have all this gourmet food provided and everything, and it's it was ridiculously expensive to the point where pretty much your spoiled rich kids are going to this thing. They end up on these islands, and there's no stage set up. There's no tents, no food, no bands, and it's basically they called it, this is the Hunger Games in real life, where they were getting into fights. There was only water bottles and styrofoam containers with grilled cheese sandwiches. People were fighting for it because they had no other food. People are trying to fly to get back home, and there's delays and all this other shit going on. I mean, this was a massive disaster. And this happened a couple of months ago.
Oh,
that sounds even worse than the Pokemon Go Fest thing.
Yo.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty nightmarish from what it sounded like. I mean, I was just what the hell?
It's good lord.
And I forgot who was in charge of it, but it was a big name rapper or something, that he was the head guy that was trying to set this whole thing up. So now you got people that are saying, he's accumulated all this money, all these promises. He's took the money and run.
Oh.
So, I mean, yeah. So the whole Pokemon Go thing, that's where it's if you ever watch people where they talk about it on YouTube, a common thing I heard people say is they were comparing it to this Fire Festival that literally happened just a few months ago. So we had that, and now we got the gaming equivalent of it.
I wonder if this will become a trend.
Better not.
Well, we'll figure that out as we continue down the road. That said, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time as we continue with finishing off the side quests, and then after that we'll get back to the story. We'll see you then.